Hey folks, in this video, I'm going to tell you all about what does it really cost to live in Tuscaloosa in 2026. We're going to look at some local things that you and I take advantage of, every single day, things that might be a important, decision making factor in your decision whether to move to Tuscaloosa or not. And I want to share with you, how some of the common things, fun things like gym memberships and going out to a hibachi dinner and going to the movie theater and going bowling, how those things compare inside Tuscaloosa County. So I'm Phil Duke Jr. with eXp Realty, and appreciate you watching this video, checking out my channel. If you are interested in getting the full list of all the businesses and the venues that I'm going to mention in this video, you can click the link below. Right? People are always asking, like, where do the locals go? People come into Tuscaloosa all the time for, a football game or visiting the campus. And, you see that little area right around the campus and around downtown. There's a lot more to living in Tuscaloosa County than just what you see down there on a ball game. So if you hear some of the things I mentioned today, some of the categories I'm going to mention, and you want the full list, just click the link below. And as always, if you're thinking about making a move, I'm in the real estate business full time. It's all I do all day, every day. If you're looking at making a move, my calendar link is below. You can schedule a phone call or a video chat with me anytime. Let's talk business. I'll give you some maybe some better ideas or some guidance on what you might be thinking of. And if you're out there thinking about doing that, it helps sometimes to have somebody local who can just answer a simple question for you. That's what I want to be. Click the link below. You can find the times that are available on my calendar this week or next week, and we can have a chat together. So let's go ahead and jump on in. I have some notes here that I'm going to kind of go through some categories. So daycare. All right, I've got 4 children in my house right now, 2 of my own, 2 foster children, and one of the foster children goes to a daycare every day. And I'll tell you, we have a lot of good daycares in this area, and but they get filled up pretty fast, right? You may have to put in and apply for 10, 12, or more daycares just to find one that's got an opening. I know when both of my boys were younger, they didn't we didn't necessarily need daycare. My wife was a stay-at-home mom at that point, but we wanted them to experience some of that, have some social interaction with other kids. So we got them, one of them in a 2-day-a-week program. The other one ended up in a 3-day-a-week program. Both of them were initially told no, we didn't have any openings. And then once the semester started in, August, September, October, something like that, an opening came available and we were able to get in there. So it's very competitive in the Tuscaloosa and Northport area. Our foster child right now goes to Hightown Academy. It's based out of a church. And there's a lot of really good, like, Monday through Friday daycare, preschool type programs that are inside of churches. I know Northport Baptist Church is probably one of the more competitive ones in the area. That's where both of my boys ended up going through there for at least a year. I think one of them did it for 2 years before they started kindergarten, and it really helped them. They really had a big advantage when they got to kindergarten because they already knew their ABCs and their colors and all things that you can teach at school, right? But I'll tell you, the foster child we have right now has grown leaps and bounds in how well she talks and she plays and her interactions since she started going and being around other kids. So in the Tuscaloosa and Northport area, depending on how many days a week you're going half days or full days, you're probably looking at somewhere in the $700 range on the lower end, up to 1,200, 1,500 or more for some of the more premium daycare or pre-K facilities in the area. And again, those links are all going to be in the list. If you click the link below in the comments, you can find a link where you can get this list. You can get all the daycares and all the Mexican restaurants and all the gyms and everything else that we're going to talk about. Okay, second category, gym memberships. We are fortunate in the Tuscaloosa Northport area to have a bunch of gyms in the area. So whether you're into, just getting on the treadmill, if you're looking for somewhere where you could go play tennis or go swimming, go to a group fitness class, CrossFit, heavy weight lifting. I'm more on the power lifter and bodybuilder type, workout style. There's something for everybody. And, we've got the Planet Fitness, multiple locations of Planet Fitness here in the area in Northport and in Tuscaloosa. So even though there's a link to them below that has their first location, at least I'm pretty sure it was their first one in the Tuscaloosa area, just know there's multiple locations in Tuscaloosa and Northport. If you're just looking for a cheap gym membership, that's a good place to start. Crunch Fitness, I didn't put it on the list. If I lived on that side of town, that's probably where I would go. It's a really nice facility as well, very affordable, has a child care room, all those kind of things, group fitness classes, a sauna, tanning beds, a water massage table, has a lot of great amenities. And I think it's really a great business model as well. That's in Tuscaloosa as well. We also have PARA, Parks and Recreation Association, has fitness centers all around Tuscaloosa County. I think they have 12 to 15 different facilities, and some of them have more than others. So make sure that you're checking in, and that the one that you're signing up for is the one that actually fits your needs. But there's one right down the street from my office here in Northport, the Fawcett Brothers Center, and it's got a little bit of everything. It's got a track, it's got basketball courts. They do pickleball on the weekends. They've got 2 pools in there where you can do swimming lessons, or you can do water therapy, or all kind of water fitness type stuff. There's group fitness classes there that are included with your membership, so you don't have to hire a personal trainer. You can just show up at the times they have, and somebody will be there to lead you through the classes. They have a pretty good weight room area as well. Not as heavy duty as what I like, right? Being a former, I guess I'm not a former, a somewhat washed up power lifter, right? I don't really compete like I used to. But they have a pretty good weight room, and they have a good childcare area. If you're looking for just a good all around type gym, maybe check out the para centers. There's a couple of them in town that are a little bit more beefed up than just your standard one. So look into that. I personally go to Strong Inc. Strong Inc. Strong Incorporated. It is the best gym in town when it comes to just weightlifting equipment. If you are more of like a power lifter, bodybuilder type, you like, heavy dumbbells and heavy duty, squat racks, deadlift bars, squat bars, like very specific to that kind of stuff. I think Strong Inc. is the best thing out there. It's, I think, $39.99 a month for a single membership. It's not going to be as crowded as Crunch. It's a little bit off the beaten path, a little bit, right? You might have to drive through some traffic to get there, but generally it's less crowded. There's less people going there. It's a smaller gym. There's not a kids room there. There's no group classes there. So it's a little bit more of a niche type gym. But we have a bunch of good ones, and those are just a couple that I can think of. And obviously, if you go into the CrossFit and the functional movement, there's a bunch of those in town. CrossFit Northridge. Northridge is another great gym in town that I've been a member of. A little on the high side, but much less crowded. Very nice equipment. I really like that gym too. So no matter where you're at in Tuscaloosa, there's going to be some good gym or fitness centers within a close distance of you, and you've got to make the decision: is it worth it to drive a little bit further to get this or to get that? But they're very affordable in this area. Next category, burgers and fries. All right. Mug Shots is probably my favorite in town. It's downtown Tuscaloosa. I went there the other day, and I don't do like a bunch of crazy toppings on my burgers. I'm more of a ketchup and mustard kind of guy, like just very straight to the point. And I got their basic burger. I think it's called the middle burger. A big, I don't know, it's 8 or 10 ounce burger, a really, really good bun, and some good seasoned fries. And it was $11.99 plus a drink. So whether you go there, whether you go to Avenue Pub, whether you go to Hooligans, a burger and fries in this town is going to probably run you $15 to $20, maybe 25 on the high end, depending on what kind of toppings you pick. But compared to other places, right? When I travel, I see burger and fries sometimes is like $32, $28. We still have office. If you ever come to my office, literally right outside my door, my front door is right there. And right out there in the parking lot is Frida's Mexican Grill. It's my favorite place in town. It was my favorite place before I had this office, right? I've been in this office space for less than a year. It was my favorite place to eat Mexican food before I got this. And to be honest with you, this office complex where I'm at right now, this shopping center that has Aldi and Subway and a boutique and a tea shop and a home improvement store and a nail salon, a dental. There's a bunch of things in here. This was the closest place, that like the biggest retail center closest to my house, and it also didn't hurt that it's close to Frida's Mexican Grill. So, typically, during the week, Monday through Friday, even some of them still do lunch specials, even on the weekends. You can do lunch special for less than $10 at a lot of these places here in town. If you go fajitas and a little bit more fancy dishes, it's going to be a little bit more. But I feel pretty confident in saying that you could go to Frida's or Los Tarascos or Jalapenos on any given day, and you can probably find a meal for lunch or for dinner for less than $15 per person. All right. The drinks are getting expensive. That's just kind of something I'm seeing everywhere. It's not uncommon when I do go out and eat, which isn't as much anymore. With a family of six, right, and a 3-year-old that kind of throws tantrums at times. We don't eat out as much as we used to, but when we do, I'm starting to see drinks, in the $4 or $4 plus kind of range. But just the food itself, I feel very confidently $12, you can get a very good meal at most Mexican places in town. And the three that I recommend are in that list. So make sure you hop on that link and grab that list. Okay. Next category, hibachi dinner for two, right? There's only really, that I'm aware of at least, only two places in Tuscaloosa where you can go get like a hibachi dinner where they cook in front of you, right? Hokkaido is kind of the local, tried and true. They've been here a long time. People love them. I love it. It's my favorite one in town, by far. And for uh, teriyaki chicken, you're looking at, I don't know, $21, $22. Steak is a little bit more, steak and shrimp's going to be a little bit more if you do a combo. But I feel very confident whether you go there or whether you go to Kobe, which is just right around the corner. It's more of like a national chain, right? Like a franchise type setup. It's still very good too. You should be able to go, you and your significant other, you and your friend, you and your mom, you and your dad, for two people, probably going to end up being around $50 to $60. If you go, with appetizers, spring rolls and some sushi, stuff like that, it's probably going to be pushing closer to 100 or a little bit more. But again, that might seem expensive for those of us that have grown up here in Tuscaloosa. But if you're coming from outside Tuscaloosa to visit, you're probably going to be shocked at how much food you can get for the money. And it's the same way at Hibachi as it is burgers and fries and Mexican. And we're still pretty fortunate. Prices are still pretty low here in Tuscaloosa, all things considered. Next category, golf. I started playing golf about a year ago. I played when I was like a teenager. And when I got into my late teens, early 20s, I just had too many hobbies. And I started fishing and I started hunting more. And I stopped playing golf kind of altogether. I was never really that serious about it anyways, but it was something we did, for fun. And about a year ago, me and my boys started playing golf on Xbox. Then we went to a driving range and actually like hit some range balls. And then we decided to go play 9 holes together. And we had a lot of fun, me and my two boys and my dad. We went out and played, and we've pretty much played, 2 or 3 times a month since then. And we're getting a little bit better. If you do, end up reaching out, and we end up, doing some business together, there's a chance maybe down the road we'll go play a round of golf together. And I'm just here to tell you, I'm not the best at it, but I'm getting better. And in Tuscaloosa, we do have a couple places that you can play if you are more on the amateur side like me. You don't want to spend a ton of money to go out and not play very good golf. To me, it doesn't matter whether it's a nice course or a cheap course. I'm just going to kind of be average on the golf course. At least right now, I'm slowly getting better. And you can play at Lakeview Country Club, which is in the Lakeview community in Tuscaloosa. It's kind of the far east part of Tuscaloosa County, exit 100 on the interstate. So going towards Birmingham, between Tuscaloosa and Birmingham, exit 100. I think maybe exit 104 is maybe the last exit that's in Tuscaloosa County, or pretty close to it right there. So right on the edge of the Tuscaloosa County line, there's a 9-hole course there that has a swimming pool, and they have live music on the weekends. They have a restaurant in there, and you can play 9 holes with a cart for $25. And for $30, you can play 18 holes. So $5 more, you get 18 holes. It's a 9-hole course, so you would just play the 9 holes twice. And really, for the money, I think it's a great value. I probably play there as much or more than anywhere else in town as well. And then we do have some public courses in Tuscaloosa County as well, where you don't have to be a member, you don't have to join a country club or anything like that. The Dells, Dells, is in Northport. It's gone by a few different names over the years. It was called Hidden Meadows for a very, very long time, and it reopened, I don't know, 2 years ago under a different name. They put a lot of money into it. It's a very nice course, but you're looking at upwards of, $85 to $95 for a round. And again, that might seem expensive to some people, but when I have clients come into Tuscaloosa, I've got a client that bought a property in Tuscaloosa on campus, and he was from Arizona, and he said out there it was like $300 to play golf, one round. So still like relatively inexpensive. And you do have, courses like Old Colony, which is managed and subsidized by Para. It's a very nice course. In fact, the University of Alabama golf team used to practice out there until they developed their own facility now. But it's a nice course. It can be hard to get in at times because it is so nice. And then there's other courses around, like Tall Pines, I believe is $55 for a round. It used to be called Woodland Forest Country Club. Now it's called Tall Pines. Um, the Links is another popular course. It's around $45 for 18 holes with a cart, and it's a pretty good course. We also sometimes drive to Centerville, Brent, Alabama. If you take Highway 82, McFarland Boulevard, and go east, you'll go through a little town called Centerville or Brent, and they've got a pretty nice little 18-hole golf course there that's relatively inexpensive as well for 18 holes and a cart. That's probably my favorite place to go because, number one, I'm not willing to spend the money to play on a super nice course while I'm not very good. But number two, I really just like the way the course is laid out. So that's golf. You can spend as much money as you want to in this area. Again, you can join places like North River Yacht Club, has a very nice, very exclusive club. A course, I've never even played that course. Indian Hills Country Club, I have played that one. It's a very nice course as well. Again, cost to play in there. It's, I think, pretty hard, maybe impossible to play there unless you know somebody who's a member or you're a member yourself. But it's there. Next category, movie theater. We only have one real movie theater in this town. We used to have two. We only have one right now, and tickets, depending on what time you go and what day of the week you go, tickets are between $12 and $18 to go see movies in the theater, like brand new first run movies. I will tell you a little secret though. Check out the Bama Theater website. The historic Bama Theater in downtown Tuscaloosa does some movie nights here and there throughout the month. My wife and I did a date night there not long ago. We went to go eat somewhere beforehand, and then we went to the historic Bama Theater, and we watched one of the original Star Wars movies, and it was great. It was cool. They had popcorn and drinks and everything that you would expect, but just one theater, not multiple theaters, just one theater. And we really have enjoyed going to do those. I probably have gone there more in the last year than I have the main movie theater. I don't even know what movies are playing right now. I'm kind of out of the loop. I think there may be a new Mario movie that just came out. I think I heard my kids talking about that. But we don't really go to the movies a ton, as a family. So that's it. Family bowling night. There are two places in Tuscaloosa where you can go bowling. Lucky Strike is probably the main one. It's the nicer one. It's right there just off of campus. And then we've also got Shindig. Shindig is more than bowling. They have like axe throwing, an arcade there. They have blacklight mini golf, laser tag. You can shoot pool upstairs. It's kind of like a a family friendly type event center, and Lucky Strike has a very nice arcade there. Probably one of the better, or maybe the best arcade in town as well. So it's more than bowling. We don't really bowl very much in my family. By the time you pay for the bowling and the shoes, get you a snack or two. It's somewhat expensive, in my opinion, for what you get. So we haven't done bowling a whole bunch. We'll have a kid's birthday party there, and we'll go play there. But I can't remember the last time that me and my kids went out and bowled for fun. And some of that's just because I think it's kind of expensive. And so that's about what it's going to be. Is it worth it for the memories? Probably so. But we have a lot of great things to do here in Tuscaloosa as a family, as a husband and wife, going out on a date night. There's a lot of good options in this area. And hopefully, this video helped you with some of that. Again, if there's a business or a category that I didn't cover that you'd like some information on, feel free to comment below. I'll do my best to reach out. I'll watch those comments. Thanks for watching today's video, and thanks for checking out my channel.